Hello guys, hope you guys doing well. Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Ursula Ease, and this is my philosophies. Yes, this is the Game of Life extended, or we could call it part 2. Say, why do you think I'm so still on this Game of Life? I really think it's important. You see, I'm a healer, and I believe that I can heal a lot of wounds. I believe a lot of your wounds can be healed just by knowing that you're playing the game of life. Yes, that's why it's so important. Like, for instance, if you're not playing, you're just on autopilot, you probably bumped your head a whole lot, and you probably angry over those bumps and bruises. Some time you got burned, you're probably very hurt over that, and those wounds could be healed just by knowing that you was in autopilot, and now that you are playing the game that you're supposed to play, then now you know that you can do a better job at it, and it can heal a whole lot of those wounds. At first, what I want to explain to you guys is that all of you guys are not playing the same game. You have your own game, and sometimes other people who have their own game interferes with your game. Okay, but you have to stay focused. You cannot win at your game playing somebody else's game or the way they play their game. You have to understand your game and learn how to play it. And the best way to play the game is to connect with the person, deity, angel, ancestors who's holding the controller, because they have all the answers. See, the thing is that you think that you came here to have a life. You have no idea that you came here to play a game. It's a game. You have to realize that a lot of times when you fail at the lesson, you get to play it again. And I am here to teach you that you gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough to counting when the deal is done. Let me break down that song for you. But before I do, like, subscribe, share, and I would love to hear your comments. Yes, I would. Hit that like button for me. All right. So, you got to know when to hold. Okay? What does that actually mean? Like, I got to tell you, I can't put it to a specific game because that might not be the game you're playing. And some of you guys are not the hero in the game that you're playing. Well, let me change that. You are the hero because it is your game, but your mission in the game might not be to save the person or even to get off the board. Your mission in the game could be to stop the person who's trying to get off the board and save the other person. Like you could be the villain in the game. I'm quite sure most narcissists are villains in their game. And guess what? They are aware that they're playing it. They're playing it good too. Maybe you should become aware that you're playing the game so you can learn how to play it well, right? Your game could be like Mario Brothers. Your game could be like Mortal Kombat. Your game could be Sega with the Hedgehog Sonic. Yes. Your game could be Donkey Kong, where you're constantly climbing obstacles. Your game is full with lots of obstacles and mountains to get over. You can get over each and last one of them, especially if you connect with that controller. It's right here, right in there. Connect with your controller, and you probably we get out very clean and with hardly ever any bumps or bruises. And I'm not saying you can never get any bumps or bruises, but because sometimes even though we are aware that the controller is controlling, we think that we should, our ego will make us want to do things our way. But that just take time, you know. They take time to realize that it's better to go with the way that the controller is sending you. We call that flow in the spiritual world. Just go with flow. Yeah, it's a lot of healing, happiness, abundance, all in the flow, you know. But some things that we want, we can't have, like certain relationships with negative energy. We love to deal with them, but can't. See, my game, I'm a healer. So I'm trying to heal as many people that I can. Before me being aware that I'm playing this game, I was healing only those people that God would put in my way. Now I'm trying to heal more, you know, by putting me on the internet. Okay? So you gotta know when to who. What does that mean? Okay, right, six. We gotta hurry up. That means you have to know when to take a breath. Yes, you have to know when to stop your mind from racing and take a breath. Look around and what I said. And just ask yourself, have I done this before? Pretty much, yes. It might seem like deja vu. You're like, okay, all right, this have happened. This is the same relationship I was in before. So then you have to know where to phone, you know? You have to realize that you have run out of options, you know, in these games. Like, because once you take your breath and you take your breath, you're going to realize that you shouldn't go the same route that you went the last time. You need to go the different route. And at the time you need to fold them, it's like you have to realize when you're out of options. And that's when you might ask the controller for a clue of which direction you should go with. You know, it's just asking for help. Actually, I need a clue. The last time I did it this way, and then the time before I did it that way, none of them working, and it's back around again. Can you give me a clue how to get off this board? You know, you could do that, right? It's so much fun when you start playing the game, right? Right, and then you have to I would say doing the folding part is when you asking for help, asking for the clue, you have to know when it's time to surrender. Actually, yes, you know they say, you know, I guess who was it? Mary. Yes, when it says, you know, if you want to get something that you never got, you gotta do something that you never did. That could be just give up. Yeah, you know, you want to get something that you never got, you got to do something that you never did. I know the song don't go that way, but I can't think of how it went right now. But the thing is, like, give up. I surrendered. That's what they call it in the spiritual world, spirituality. Surrender. Let God. Yes. Ask for clues. Ask for help. And then you have to know when to run. And that's when you realize that you're in danger and you might want to run and just give up on that whole thing and just ask God for help. Ask that controller for help. I just let him handle it. Believe it or not, in my lifetime, I was trying to play the game the way society told me I should try. I should work hard, you know, I should learn, go to school. I did all of that and I bumped my head so many times. And I just did not understand because the things that I was doing, I would tell other people do it and they will succeed. But when I tried to do it, I would bump my head. And the thing is that I wasn't realizing that I was getting the idea, you know, the ideas and the answers from the Lord. He was feeding me the answers to feed to the people. But those wasn't the answers that was supposed to be for me because I didn't even ask them for me. I asked them for them, you know, that person. And I was still thinking that I was just smart. You know, my ego was like, I know it. Even though I know that I didn't know it before the person answered, and all of a sudden the answers come. And I know that I was getting fed the answers, but I just, for some reason, I thought everybody was like that. Yeah. You know, they kept calling me smart, and I was getting good grades without even studying. And I knew I was getting fed the answers, but I wasn't aware that it was a part of my mission and that it's a part of the game. So you might have to, well, not might have to, I think that you actually should surrender sometimes. If it's not working for you, let God. Surrender and watch the way God do it. Like, before you just surrender, let God, I want to mind you, do not tell God how you want it done. Okay, that's a big mistake. You know, I did that a lot, and try to like really just let it go. And your mind is gonna want to tell you exactly how you want it done, and it's gonna say, "Oh, this will work if you do it this way. This will work if you do it that way." And it's not gonna happen. Those ways are not gonna happen. Probably even just because you said, "Lord, do it this way," because then it's almost like you are doing it that way when God wants to do it that way, the way that God or your controller, whoever you use, source and all that, they want to do it their way. And their way is gonna make sure you know that it was them who did it, not you and not your brain. So you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You gotta never count your money. When it's sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done. And that right there just basically be keep your ego out of it. God give it so he can take it away. Don't go and holding it over people's head and stuff like that. Some things you have to be silent about. Because you make people jealous, then they're gonna send prayers up against you. And if God can answer your prayers, he can answer theirs too. You get this, right? I believe I talked about this before. But since I'm not sure, I give it to you again. Okay? So thanks very much for listening to me. Realize your game, okay? You have to know your game. You can't go playing like it's Mario Brothers when you're supposed to be playing Mortal Kombat. Oh my gosh. Find out what your game is. Good luck with that. And good luck with you playing your game. It's gonna be fun. Let's have some fun. That's what we come here to do, have fun, right? We ain't just come here to work. Can you imagine? Can you imagine when you got asked, when you got told to go down to Earth, you're going to Earth, and God asked you, what are you gonna do when you get to Earth? How many of you guys think that y'all said, I'm gonna work? Let's have fun. Have a good day. Bye.